Hey everybody, welcome to Digitized Desperadoes. This is episode 14, 14 part 1. We're doing the movie Chocolate, which is a
2008.
2008 one. It's
Thai
the
martial
martial
arts
art, yeah, the
film.
martial arts one, not
Yeah,
version.
version, yes.
I
Yeah.
want I want to see two versions of one movie and one be called the martial arts version.
It's the same movie. They just called it something different.
No, that would be great.
Or one movie with martial arts, one movie where it's just like a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
You can do
So-
that
Where
with
it's like, we filmed two different versions of this movie and randomly shipped different ones to the different theaters.
I mean, originally you could associate that trope with the Clue movie because that's what it started with, but
That's
then they did it with
right.
Unfriended 2, Dark Web.
No, that's just like two different endings. I want two different versions of the same. I want
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sci-fi
Yeah, that's what
version.
Clue
I want
was
the
like that,
medieval
where they just
version. I want the
No.
martial
Clue
arts
was
version.
endings too. Clue was
Well,
pretty much endings too. Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that would
it
be funny
was
if there was like
endings.
two entirely different versions of a movie.
Did you
were
guys
just
hear
shipped
about the
out
Unfriended one though?
randomly?
Yeah, I heard the Unfriended, like, one ending was like sci-fi or supernatural
What
shit, and the
ending?
other one is like dark web people.
Yeah, one of them it was like one ending is just like, oh, it's just criminals, and the other ending was like, yeah, it's a demon,
Okay.
which is great. I mean, the movie's probably terrible,
Yeah.
but
I mean, it is
Anyways.
Unfriended to Dark Web.
We watched instead a much better movie, in my opinion, Chocolate.
oh, good, you liked it.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
I liked it a lot. It was a great movie.
It was good.
Yeah.
I'd say it's not even entirely par for the course in terms of like martial arts films, but
Well, yeah, because like, okay, I guess we'll get into it right away. There was no like mentor character, which I liked.
I mean that's not in
that.
every martial arts film.
I feel like it's a trope though.
It is a big trope, but that's only if it's like the kind of plot that they go with, like it's one man and he's in a quest for revenge, which I guess this kind of is.
They
But,
killed my master, and now I have to
yeah.
get revenge.
This pretty much is a revenge film.
It is a revenge film, but instead she learns everything by watching TV, which is fantastic.
I love
yeah.
that.
Actually, okay, there's some funny trivia about that. Apparently, all of the clips, most of them, they had a lot of trouble getting the rights to the movie
Oh,
she
really?
watched on TV.
I'd imagine,
And
yeah.
I
I'm
believe
like
it.
looking at them, I'm like, those are actual movies, aren't they?
I believe it turned out that they filmed a bunch of like Bruce Lee movies, like for watching them, but they couldn't get the rights. So in the version we watched, it's all movies from the same director. So it's
Oh,
all
okay.
his previous movies.
That's
Gotcha.
fair.
His movie that people know is, I believe, Ong Bak Thai Warrior. It's pretty well known in martial arts communities.
I don't know my martial arts
It's
films
great.
that well.
I don't know, man.
I know
just
Stephen Chow, and
Bruce
that's
Lee
pretty
and
much
Jackie
it.
Chan stuff.
Yeah, I know, like Jackie Chan. I've heard of it. This is the first martial arts movie I've watched seriously, unless you count like Kill Bill, which kind of is.
I don't know. I haven't
I
seen
count
that.
Well, it has all the show. It has like it has a sequence where she literally goes to a dojo and trains with the master.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
ridiculous. But this was more serious.
To an
More-
extent, yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but it's
Yeah.
fun and ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she's doing like crazy jumping split
I mean,
kicks and cartwheels.
The
Like,
martial
flying
arts
with-
fighting in this movie is on point. They have
It's
really good set
fantastic.
pieces,
Good.
really well shot. People get fucking decked. It's great.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
did you see?
one thing I
Did
wanna,
you see the after the credits?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
They
my
showing
God.
they're showing like all these like these blooper or outtake reel of like just the things that went wrong. People like were supposed to not connect a kick, for like pratfall or whatever. No, the kicks went through. Some guy got kicked in the freaking neck really hard.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, like the first thing it shows is like main actress like doing like one move and then like hurting her ankle.
Yeah.
And then after that, it shows a guy like getting the locker slammed in his face.
Oh,
and then it
yeah.
cuts to him
Oh, yeah.
bleeding out of his forehead.
And the
Yeah.
scene with one of the last scenes where they do the whole group of people falling, and one of the guys fell
Ooh.
wrong, and he broke some of his ribs. I think.
Oh, jeez, really?
Yeah, no, yeah.
insane,
During that
yeah.
like final scene along like the edge of the building, I was like, that all of that shit had hurt so bad.
Yeah.
There's very
They're
little
just, they're
information.
just falling off
There's
the
very
side of
little-
this set.
There's very little information on this film that I could find, but what I did find, a lot of people were hospitalized.
Oh my
Makes
god.
sense.
Over the course of the movie. It was very, very practically shot, which is respectable.
That's respectable.
Terrifying.
I think they should have probably
They should have
maybe
been
had a
more
little bit more
careful.
safety
Like,
in
I
this
don't know,
one, but I don't know
wires or
how
something.
I don't know how common injuries are in these films. Or if this is just the one that decided to show everything.
I mean, I'm assuming that this is uncommon for 2008.
I don't
Maybe
know.
back in like the 80s, it was more common.
I'm not sure.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know the history of
Yeah.
the genre. But okay, so how do you guys feel about the story of this movie?
I thought it was alright.
It's not
It's
much of a
enough
story.
to make fights happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the focus is definitely on the fights. You
So
don't care about
the main
people.
story is it's this girl, she's special needs, kind of a vague diagnosis of whatever she has. She doesn't
I
really
mean, it's pretty
say.
much autism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's kind of
Just like
assumed, but they never
autism.
say it.
They don't say much. They don't say
Yeah.
much about like how the mom has cancer.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
mean, it's just left to be kind of like, oh, well, she's
Yeah.
losing her hair and she has the what's it, bandana? I don't want to say bandana, but
So yeah, it's a special needs kid that's in a kind of like poorer family because the mom had ties to the mafia and like I guess tried to get out or something like that.
Well, what
And-
happened is the mom was part of she was one of the money lenders
Yeah.
for a gang,
Chinese
mafia,
gang.
whatever. It's well, Thai, but
Yeah, Thai. Well, it's yeah.
but she falls in love with a Yakuza guy from a different, completely
Japan.
unrelated
Yeah,
location
from Japan.
and she has a kid with him, and her gang boss says, "Wow, you chose him over me. Get
Yeah.
out of here. I don't want to see
Essentially.
you again." But then he finds out that they're in contact again, so he cuts off her toe,
Yeah.
which
oof,
that
Yeah.
scene was
yeah.
good scene, but like, oh my god.
Yeah. And then she gets cancer, and the kids find like
Well,
that
they-
a bunch
they
of people
adopt-
owed her.
They adopt a boy.
Yeah.
That happens. And then they find all the people who owe debts to her
Mhm.
through the gang.
And then they
And-
just
And that's how you get the fights.
and
they
they go
try-
over to each person, and they're like, "Oh, our mom's dying. You guys apparently owe her money. Can you get it so we can get the hospital expenses?" And they're like, "Ha ha ha, no!" And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna beat the fuck out of you."
And they do.
And they
great.
really do. Starts with
I love
the
some
ice.
of the like settings of the fight, like
The
ice
ice one.
factory,
The ice factory,
chicken
which
factory,
yeah.
meat factory.
The ice factory is weird because like people get sliced up, but they don't show it as much in this one as I've seen
Yeah,
other
one guy
movies
goes
do.
through like these blades.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
they
I
go
assume
to the
most of it was done practically,
Yeah.
so they couldn't show
Yeah,
it
yeah.
in detail.
Well, no, there is in the meat factory. The one guy gets his leg caught on the meat hook.
Oh no,
Ooh.
Cleaver's
Oh,
going into
jeez.
people.
I was like,
Oh yeah, the cleavers went
"Oh."
into people, but there was the one guy that got his fucking like he got hung by his foot on a like hook.
Yeah.
on the meat hook. Yeah, and it's like
And the guy at
in his
the end
foot.
backs up into the rusty nail.
Oh,
Yeah, he just gets the
Yeah.
nail up his butt.
Oh. And the
Yeah.
girl pushes him back into it. Like, oh.
oh yeah.
Oh. It's weird body horror, but it's super effective.
Oh, if you want to see body horror, watch Ricky O. That one is insane with the
I've never
gore.
heard of it.
It's insane.
Is that all you can say?
It's that one takes place in a prison. Some guy I think gets like mashed into like a. I don't remember. I remember. I think some ceiling comes down and some guy gets fucking mashed like that. Some guy slips and hits his like face on something and something goes through his like fucking skull and there's just blood and gore everywhere. It's like over the top.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see that.
Also,
It's-
there's,
it's-
like,
it's
the
also
rooftop
kinda cheesy,
fight
though.
Where there's like the three goons going after her, and she's just constantly like kicking them in the face. And I'm like, after on that amount of head trauma, just stay down, get up, please. Like,
Oh,
they
at the
keep
end
getting back up, and I'm
especially.
like, just stop.
Yeah.
In the first couple fight scenes, it's really reasonable. Like if she whacks someone in the head, they stay down. But in the
Yeah.
last scene, people just get back up like 10 times.
It's
Was
great.
the one dude with the bandana who was in that rooftop fight who got the shit beat out of him, and then he comes back during like the on the side of the building fight, and I'm like,
Yeah.
get the hell out of here! You've had enough.
I still think that the side of the building fight is just the best thing ever.
It's fantastic.
That's
It's
such a
literally
creative.
So long.
It's so
I think
video gamey. I love
This
it.
movie progresses like a video game. Yeah.
You have the ice level, you have the meat level, you
Yeah.
have the box level.
You have the warehouse Call of Duty level.
I mean, also Doom.
Yeah.
You have the dojo level.
Dojo. Yep.
Oh wait, as we're talking about video games, I have to mention there is one point where she is playing
A PS2 game with a SNES controller.
Yes, I saw. I was like, that's a SNES controller. This is 2008. What the
But
hell?
like, no, she's playing a PS2 game with a SNES controller. But then later, when they have the gang members rob their house, you could see 2 PS1 controllers on the floor. It's like,
Wait, really?
yeah. So it's like,
Oh
well,
my
you had the
God.
right controller. They had a Famicom.
wonder-
They had a Famicom, a SNES, and apparently a PS1 or 2.
Wow, this family was loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, jeez.
I just noticed that the graphics did not match the controller.
Yeah, no,
at all.
not
I
at
was like,
all.
I'm like, ooh, this is like, I guess a PS1-ish looking
It's-
game
it's
or
either
so, and then
PS1 or
I
early
see the
PS2.
controller, and I'm like, that's a Super Nintendo. I was like trying to determine what it was, and then I see the purple, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That was great. Okay. Before we get really into the fight scenes, how do you guys feel about Moom?
I thought he was all right.
It's okay.
I
I
liked
think
him
he
a
wasn't
lot.
completely. I like the fact that he wasn't completely worthless, and he like did
Oh, he
try to
wasn't at
fight.
all.
He just isn't that good at fighting.
He pulled out the electric fly swatter.
Oh
which
yeah,
was
yeah.
great.
Yes,
She
he
was
did.
scared of flies.
I was hoping he was gonna hit a dude with it.
Oh, I really like the callback they did with where he's teaching her how to dodge the
yeah.
knife. He would go fly, and because she doesn't like flies, and so when she hears that, she's supposed to dodge whatever's being thrown at her. At the final fight, there's a gun pointed at her, and he goes fly, and she dodges right before the bullet goes.
Yeah, that
Amazing.
was so good. I believe he also fights in the warehouse scene.
He
little bit, like,
he gets a
tackles
few
a guy
punches in. I
at
think
the
he
end.
ends up getting like, compromised, but he puts up a fight.
And later on, he just gets shot.
Yeah.
I assumed he was dead.
I
And then
Did
you
they
drag him
show
out, and he
him
just
after
still
that?
has a bullet in his chest.
I don't think they
showed
did.
at the
Like
end.
in the ending, it just shows what was her name?
Zen.
Zen
Zen is
with the dad.
Yeah.
And then he's just sort of still sad in the corner, and that's the last we see of him, really.
Wow. That's really sad.
Oh, there's the part early on where Zen just catches a knife by the fucking blade.
Yeah, that happens.
Also
She's doing her street performing thing, and someone throws a knife.
She just catches it by
Yeah.
the blade, like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And also
I mean, she
bad
was-
CGI flies.
Oh god, the bad CGI flies. I remember
Yeah.
that.
They're oof.
So I was like looking through the cast, right, and the characters. You know the guy, the fighter that the other guy that has a disability.
It says in the description he's got Tourette's and he's doing capoeira,
Is that what it is?
Capoeira is great. I
which
love
is the
Capoeira.
sickest.
There's a
fighting style.
character listed here, and his name is Epileptic Boxer.
That is not him.
I don't know what this character is. I thought that was him.
His name is Thomas.
Okay.
And he's just got the Adidas tracksuit.
He does. He does.
And I'm
Who the
like,
fuck is
ooh.
Epileptic
And when he
Boxer?
shows up and it's just like, oh, they have a counter. Who's that?
They probably do mean him. It's just bad labeling.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what Wikipedia says capoeira with Tourette's. Ugh.
Huh.
It also does have an actor name, though. He doesn't have a page.
What was the
Wall
actor's
Street by
name?
actors.
What?
Kitatat.
No, that's what it's listed on as.
Oh.
That's what the.
Well, that's just
On
wrong.
IMDb, it just lists him as Epileptic Boxer, and then I went on his page and he's nothing else listed.
Okay, neither of those things make sense.
It's not really
Says he
boxing.
has Tourette's and he's doing capoeira.
Also,
If he was a boxer,
boxing,
he wouldn't be kicking.
and also epilepsy doesn't do that to
Yo,
you.
yeah, no, epilepsy just means that you can't fight if you.
Epilepsy is
He just
reactionary.
likes-
Yeah.
While we're talking about actors, I figure this will be a nice little note for flipping Mitch over here. The Japanese dude is, I believe, a lead actor in Godzilla 2000.
Been a bit since I've seen Godzilla 2000.
He is apparently one of the stars.
Okay.
Hiroshi Abe. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Yeah, he was in 2000 Millennium.
Only other thing I know him from, and I
Okay.
haven't seen it. So
All right. But I love how just the workaround for having him speak to all the Thai characters is just English.
yeah, he just speaks
Yeah.
English. Good
They
English.
just speak English
It's
to
actually
each other
pretty
to
alright
work
English.
around it.
It's good English.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
What
it's
does he
pretty
say to the
decent,
guy at
but
the
it's-
end? Oh man,
I remember.
I forgot. It was a
The
really good
Main
line.
bad Yakuza leader.
You mean when he pulls out the gun on the people rushing him with katanas?
No, that was also a really good scene because that's
That was
smart.
great. It was just like, I have a gun. Why would I bother sword fighting?
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, they do get to him,
Shoots
but like
the
he
first,
gets some shots
5
in.
guys.
Yeah.
Also, I
There
like
was
the difference where it's like you have him and he's just straight up killing people, but then you have Zin who is like very explicitly is attacking non-lethally. Like she gets
you mean
the
it's
scabbards of the katana, and she's just like she's explicitly trying not to kill. She's just going
the,
for
the lead
One
girl
force trauma.
is Zen. Her mom is Zen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zin's the mom. Zen. Okay, so Zen. Sorry,
And
but yeah,
the lead-
Zen
Yeah.
just is like explicitly not trying to kill.
Yeah, there's even the part where she deflects the knife, and it shows when it goes to the guy, it hits him sideways.
Oh really?
Yeah, like
yeah,
it,
there's the one that
Oh, I
gets
didn't
he
notice
gets
that.
caught in like the chest with.
he
and
already
then there's the
has a
other
knife
one,
in
and
his
it just
shoulder.
sort of gets him in the stomach, but it's the flat side.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't
He
notice
already has
that.
one in his shoulder though, so it was a little confusing. But that was because he threw the knife and it ricocheted and bounced right back at him, or something like that.
Yeah, no, and it was great.
Big ass butcher knives.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
wait,
yeah,
wait.
no, that's what helps it feel like a video game. Is of course the meat factory just has a bunch of like butcher enemies.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry, I just saw something cool on the Wikipedia page. Apparently, the guy who played Thomas, who we were just talking about, is a professional breakdancer,
Huh.
Oh.
Okay.
and he was trained in capoeira before. If you don't know what capoeira is, I'm assuming Max doesn't.
I'm not.
It's,
I don't know my fighting styles too well.
I believe it's a dance.
Oh, okay.
actually.
It's like basically dance fighting.
Okay.
It is
Effectively, it's
Brazilian.
I think
and
I've
it's
heard of
Brazilian.
this.
really cool.
It's the sickest.
I recommend you go and like watch some like compilations of it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I wrote down some of the set pieces. So the first one is the ice place, which is awesome. They use
Yeah.
it really well. I
My
wonder
only
if they
problem
use
is
real
there's
ice.
like one part where there's a bunch of guys sliding a bunch of ice blocks to the center, and it's like, what was
Yeah.
the plan?
Yeah. Yeah, really. She like dodges all of them.
I mean, the whole point is to get her to jump up and have them all smashed together in the center, which looks
Yeah.
cool as hell. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah,
it's like,
it's
what was their plan here?
We're gonna catch her with the icebox. Yeah.
I really do wonder if they were real ice blocks. They probably were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
I mean,
imagine.
I don't know.
How do you fake an ice block?
Plastic.
I mean, yeah, plastic. Yeah.
But how do you get plastic to shatter like
Okay,
ice?
it's probably real.
Yeah.
So it's real.
I'll put my bets on it being real.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how hard it is to film with something like that.
I mean, they're already doing a martial arts film, so I don't think they care about difficulty.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the hardest film to make. I think filming over water is harder.
Okay, but how about we have a martial arts film that's also Waterworld?
Of course.
That would be great. I would love that.
That'd be amazing and expensive as fuck.
I mean, I think it would basically end up just being like static set pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be like a
But
motionless
can you imagine
boat.
like a ship like rocking back and forth as people are doing
You know
martial
what? I'm
arts
just
shit?
imagining the sets from Waterworld. They would actually be really cool for martial arts, like the atoll. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be sick.
You kick
Anyway.
people into the mud pit.
Yeah.
You just like drop kick a dude into the mud pit or like get some like
beat up the guy and then throw him in the cage.
Or have like a fight scene where somebody's swinging off the cage.
Yeah. And then you have the giant, the Exxon,
The
thing,
Valdez.
That'd be awesome.
Yes, because then it'd be just like the boss stage.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is in Waterworld, so the next one is the warehouse, I believe.
Yeah.
They used the lockers.
The locker
That's
was
all I
great, and then there was a
remember.
double locker KO.
Yeah.
She like throws a couple guys into the lockers.
There's one she did a backwards like kick into like almost splits and landed on something behind her, and I'm like, that was really impressive.
That was really
He does
good.
land splits on a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
That's
the
awesome.
factory, like the box shipping
Yeah.
factory.
There's the
This
warehouse.
is as
Yeah.
good as time as any, but the lead actress is amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
even if you look past the insane martial arts capacity you have to do something like this, she's having fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at like her facial expressions and how she carries herself, she legitimately seems like she's enjoying everything she does, and it's so infectious. I was like
Yeah.
smiling like an idiot.
Oh
during
yeah,
the
no,
whole
like
You can't be
especially,
mad
like,
at
the
this
first
movie.
time she gets going in the ice factory and she's doing the whoa.
Yeah.
She's just having fun. She's just
And you
loving it.
think-
You can tell,
and
like
then-
she's just enjoying herself the whole time.
anything else that would be like cringy. Like if you had flipping in the Matrix, if you had Neo making stupid noises like that, it'd be like you'd laugh at it. You'd be like, "That's dumb." But in this movie, it's like, "Yeah, go for it."
Yeah.
And I guess it helps that you get like her whole childhood where
Yeah.
it's
She's watching the
kind of
movies and
depressing.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I don't
yeah.
think we touched on why this film is called Chocolate.
There's almost no reason.
There's no
for it to
reason
be
other
called
than the
chocolate
fact that
candy?
she likes candy.
And
These little
that's
chocolates.
shown-
And I
that's
think
shown
Shout
in,
out to
like,
that
two
scene where
scenes.
she's eating the candy and then there's the toe in it.
Yeah, that's
I
like
think
the
it's
only
just
thing
the
they do
top.
with it is when they visit the hospital, somebody's like, "Oh, we left a gift for your kid," and they're like, "Who did it?" And they're like, "We don't know." And then so he gives it to her without even looking at it, and it's the fucking toe.
And it's her mom's cut off toe,
Yeah, which was like a
It's all, like,
symbolic gesture or
grody
something like
and-
that.
like black.
I think they should have shown that a little more. 'Cause
Yeah.
all they did was like they had her open it and off screen, and then she screamed, and then
Yeah.
they ran over and they saw the toe on the
Yeah.
table, and that was it. They could have done a lot more with that.
Yeah,
Still, it gets the point across.
With the chocolate in general, she never eats it during a fight. It's always
oh yeah, she
in-
always like bounces it off her arm and shit like that.
Yeah.
but that's in like one scene.
That would've been really cool if they did that in a fight. Now that you mention it,
Because I thought it would be like the gimmick, like she's powered by chocolate. But
it's
not.
her
That would
what's
be
the
kinda
Popeye
cute.
thing? Spinach.
Yeah,
Uh,
that would be great. I would love that. But yeah, this movie should not have been called Chocolate. I don't know what you call it, but
I don't know.
it's a crappy title. Oh yeah, the other title is Zen Warrior Within, which I like more. It's kind of
Yeah.
corny.
I think
movie's corny,
Chocolate might have made it sell better because something Warrior Within is kind of really generic for a martial arts film.
Yeah, but the guy's
Yeah.
other movie is Ong Bak Thai Warrior.
so there'd be like some brand recognition, a little
I don't
bit.
know.
But this movie did really well.
Yes.
They immediately announced that they were making a sequel, and they never did.
That's sad. I don't know where you'd go with it though.
But I believe the director is still pretty active, and the lead actress has done a lot of stuff. She's fairly famous, I
All
believe.
right.
Lead actress. Yeah, the director is Prachya Pinkau. I probably flippin' butchered that, but whatever.
yeah. Where do you think they would even go with a sequel though?
I
It
mean,
kind of wrapped up fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless they pissed off another gang. in the
you could
process.
probably deal with
No,
the
next door, no, the
dad's
sequel
Yakuza,
is
'cause
they
he-
go to Japan.
Oh,
he
okay.
abandoned,
Get
he
in with, like,
abandoned the Yakuza.
Enemy, like, rival Yakuza.
Because no.
Oh,
Well,
wait, no, isn't there the scene where, like, the dad just kind of quits the Yakuza?
yeah, no, he abandons the Yakuza. He's like, I'm leaving because I have
I'm
to go
defecting to the. Oh
Thailand.
wait.
My family.
I'm
Defecting to the Soviet Union.
No, that's the plot of the sequel. Is he goes back to Japan, and then the gang he left comes after him.
Yeah.
The Yakuza itself.
The entirety of the Yakuza?
That'd be great. I would watch that.
That'd be insane. It'd be like John
I'm
Wick
defecting to
5.
the
John Wick 5.
Yakuza. We're just gonna skip 3 and 4. And go
Yeah,
straight
no.
to
John Wick 5. It's a different man, and it's a sequel to a different movie.
Yep.
It's like you go to see it, and it's like, what the fuck? Keanu Reeves is in this movie.
But yeah, I think that's all I have to say for this. But it's really good.
Is this a Fortnite prequel?
No, shut up! God damn it!
Did you have to get that in there?
I said
I'm
no
sorry.
Fortnite, damn it!
Did you specifically say that? Because now that we recorded that whole thing, we can't go back now. Good job, Mitch.
Yay.
I do have to say that I looked through a lot. I Googled a lot of stuff on the best Kung Fu movie and this director, and this movie came up a lot. I don't know if it's regarded as one of the best in the industry, because there's a lot. But I mostly picked it because, and this is obvious coming from me, it is a female protagonist. I love female protagonists. I think they're really rare. The only movie I could even think of that's even close to this in terms of like a powerful female protagonist is Atomic Blonde, which does have a lot of
Oh my god,
close quarters combat.
that is a strong ass female protagonist in Jam. That
Yeah,
movie's
it's completely
brutal at
different from this.
times.
I haven't seen it, but probably should.
I mostly recommend it. It's a good
I think
movie,
it's
but
pretty
I'd
good.
say
It's
this is
not.
better.
It's not like
fun. It's
it's
brutal.
yeah. It's. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot, but
It's a
yeah.
good movie. It's just not great. I'd say this is better. This
My
is more
problem
fun.
is Atomic Blonde is coming out in this time when there's like 80 other brutal action movies like John Wick, stuff like that. But I also really like that genre, so you know.
Well, the aesthetic of Atomic
Oh,
Blonde
and the
is part of
aesthetic is great.
It's all about that aesthetic.
That late 80s.
But,
Beyond
The
maybe
ladies.
2016.
the ladies, if you will.
Stop.
Anyways.
Max made the joke first. Shut up. Don't bully me about Max's bad joke.
We actually didn't talk much about the last few fight scenes.
The sideways. Okay, I didn't think the sword fight was that interesting.
I didn't like the sword fight, but I really liked the scene where she fights the capoeira guy.
Yeah, that part's really good.
Yeah.
That duel is amazing.
And it's like she's like, "Oh shit, we found somebody that actually could match her," and like all the other people aren't even getting involved. They're just like, "Whoa."
Yeah, and then she just figures him out by like just imitating his movements,
Mhm.
and then beats him. Like the really sick ass like kick she does, where she's like spinning through the air and then like gets him on the way around.
Yeah.
Really good.
And then after that, you have the rooftop.
Rooftop is
Where-
eh.
I thought it was
three
alright. I thought it got
daughters
really
get,
interesting
like,
when they get into
insane
the
amounts of
grates.
head trauma.
I thought, yeah, that was one of the ones they showed in the outtakes where people like best. There's like one where like I think the one girl kicks the main actress in the head and then immediately realizes that kick actually connected and was like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
I
and
like
then you
that
have the
area where
sideways.
they're in the grates and they have to crouch. That made
Yeah.
for some interesting
yeah.
stuff.
That was one of the worst scenes for injuries because that's the one scene where the lead actress gets her head bonked on the
Yeah.
ceiling. That was brutal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the best fight scene is definitely the awnings side of the building.
That's just it's so cool. It plays out like Mario or something.
I know, I'm
She
like, this is
throws
it's
so many
Donkey Kong.
guys off the side
Yeah,
and like the windows.
I like the
Oh.
part where the one guy tries to get the jump on her by opening a window in her face, and she just
And she
kicks
kicks
him.
it
She
through his
kicks the
head.
window back through him.
And then knees him in the face
Yeah,
to make sure he's down.
Yeah, it was so good.
and people
They
are
use
falling
it-
off the signs.
Yeah, they use the height and the signs.
And they're like bouncing off, and it's just like, ooh.
I love stuff like that so much.
I feel like the main bad guy's like death was kind of like when him falling off the side of the building is kind of unsatisfying.
I like that.
Like,
I
'cause
thought
he
it
just
was good.
sort of- I don't know.
I mean,
it's
it
like
was
she just sort of
brutal.
elbowed him in the head a few times, and then he just kind of fell, but it didn't like feel as brutal as some of the other ones.
I mean, it was
I
also
guess.
kind of worthless because they knew that the mom was shot.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
no, she got stabbed.
Did you get? I thought she also got shot.
Yeah, she had a bad time.
Yeah, she had a not good time and she died, and it was depressing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a really sad ending. Yeah, I think that's about it. I loved this movie. It was really good.
I thought
Good
it was
movie.
great too. I guess we go on to ratings here.
Okay, I give it a 7 out of 10. Maybe a little higher. I don't know.
You gonna
Yeah,
elaborate?
7 sounds about right for me too.
I give it a 7.5. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I've seen a lot more martial arts films, and the last few I've seen have kind of been like, kind of similar, just a bunch of dudes, beating a bunch of other dudes. But this one's better, and it has a lot of really good shots in it. Like the cinematography itself was great, so I'll give this one a 7.5.
Great.
Nice.
I'm happy. Okay, on to recommendation.
So
It's
my
spooky
recommendation.
time, baby.
We were talking about classic horror, but like I already had this picked before then, and I decided let's go way the fuck back. This inspired my favorite stuff, or my favorite Resident Evil game, Nemesis. This is The Thing from Another World, 1951.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Never
Like
heard
not
of
the
it.
John Carpenter, the like old.
No, this is the
Thing.
original The Thing from Another World. It's this big ass monster, and they're just shooting it, and it just keeps walking forward. It looks really cool. I hope it's
Okay.
good.
All right.
We'll see.
I checked. It's actually not public domain yet, or something like that, unfortunately. But
Well, yeah, because Disney screwed up public
is it
domain.
Disney that owns the rights to that stuff?
No, Disney just screwed up public domain
Yeah, they did.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Gotta
But I
have that
think
Mickey
it's
Mouse.
available on YouTube at the very least for rental.
We'll see.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my pick.
All right, and that's a part 1.
Part 1. See you guys next time when we go to Paranoia Agent, the anime for this week.